All right, good evening, everybody. This video is going to be very, very interesting. I guess it's going to depend on who's watching it and listening, but this is going to be some good stuff right here. This is stuff. I mean, when I started unloading all this stuff on Alfonso, I told everybody I got receipts forever. I mean, it's like non-stop, right? Because that's what you got to do when you go after these scammers. So, this was an email Alfonso sent me for a captain's buyout offer. So captain's NFT were the NFTs that were, if I recall, they were supposed to pay you out like 15 to 10, 15, 20,000 a month. I forgot the dollar amount. It was a lot. It was a good, and I had two of those. So I believe my monthly payouts were supposed to be like what 40, 45K. It was around there. Don't quote me on it, but it was definitely up there. So at this point in time, I was starting to kind of bark a little bit. So he emailed me this with a buyout offer to get me to shut up. Scott, the following information is strictly confidential and may not be shared, republished, or leaked in any way. Oh no, what's Alfonso going to do? Oh no, we're scared. The following week is not an offer to buy or sell securities and is for information purposes only. We are pleased to inform you that Active World Holdings Inc. has sold its Unity-based Metaverse assets, which include Mad Hatter Island, the gallery, and or related proprietary Web3 interactive in-game NFT display and purchasing technologies to GivBux Inc. symbol GBUX. So, Alfonso's emailing me trying to get me to unload all of my holdings that I was holding with AWC at the time, which was, $4 to $5 million worth of tokens, and all of the NFTs that were paying me like $30, $40, $50,000 a month. So he's trying to get me out of that, right? So he emails me this with an offer. And then he says that they sold all of this stuff that they built to GivBux. Now, I think all of y'all are well aware, as of today, nobody's ever heard of GivBux, right? I mean, the owner, the CEO has never come out one time, not once, and said, "Hey, we have a partnership with AWC. Yeah, it's our app." They've done nothing. They've been silent. It's always Alfonso's. They were pushing this out to everybody. Oh, we're gonna have this app, and you'll be able to use it at 100,000 retailers, and you'll be able to use all of our shit coins and do all of that. But nobody ever really knew anything because GivBux never came out directly and said, "Yeah." So we just assumed that Alfonso was telling the truth and that it was all going to happen. But moving on. The public company trades on OTC markets and is currently holding the tech assets of GivBux, including the digital wallet technologies and apps. Together, we plan to help grow GivBux with the addition of GameFi assets, wallet, and future acquisitions. So still, none of that was done. It's just more story time, right? But I'm going to show you all these receipts about the scam so y'all can actually understand that this is what was going on when you all thought everything was good, right? Remember that? Oh, Married with Crypto, he's just going crazy, man. He's making shit up. It's just not really happening. No, it was happening. And I'm going to show it. And Alfonso's going to have a hard time sleeping tonight because he knows we're still coming for him. This is all dirt. The perks of being me. As part of this strategy, The company plans to file a Form 10, which they never did, to become fully reporting while retaining a licensed broker dealer for the underwriting of a formal capital raise and registration, which they didn't do. It is our belief that ample opportunity exists within the already acquired thousands of retailers at GivBux to properly monetize and grow the Metaverse and Web3 GameFi projects alongside the existing digital wallet technology. None of that happened. Never happened. So they were always selling everybody this scam. It's coming. Trust me, bro. Y'all remember the stories. I mean, what I'm saying, I mean, this shit's all been recorded, right? I mean, you should see the zip file have every AMA, every recording, every text message has been saved. So that's why on all of my videos, I bait Alfonso every one. I say, dude, aren't you going to sue me? You said you were going to sue me. You were making a big stink in Discord. I'm going to sue Scott, that dumb motherfucker. He's going to feel my wrath. Well, dude, I'm still waiting, man. Nothing's happened. And I know that every time I drop these receipts, it pisses you off. But see, the thing is you can't do nothing about it. Because you know I'm doing something about it. So you can't bark. It's so funny. You have to shut up. You have to go quiet. And that's why you are quiet. Because you know what I know is happening behind the scenes. You know. Due to the current downturn in the crypto market, see again, this piggybacks off the last video. It was always the market, the market, the market. Remember, he spent numerous AMAs telling all of us on Twitter Spaces, our X Spaces, we're VC. Me and Bo, we've done this our whole life. We're billionaires. This is what we do. We're worldwide VC, man, and we own all these oil leases in Texas, and we're deep in real estate. Those were the stories, right? But here he is, blaming the market. I've told all of you that I'm the greatest VC guy in the world, but Bitcoin's down to 30 grand. I'm sorry. We don't know how to combat that because we're soy boys. Due to the current downturn in the crypto markets, we wanted to extend some options for our Captain's NFT holders to swap their USDT reward, which is the monthly payouts, which we never got. Related crypto, they want to swap their USDT reward related crypto assets for a more conservative traditional exit strategy in the public market. So Alfonso is basically saying, take this deal and you'll be able to exit. So he's admitting that the NFTs and the USDT payouts and all of the shit coins that we had in our exchange wallets are basically useless because he knows we couldn't cash them out. And he stopped paying everybody on the NFTs that had the USD monthly payout because he kept all the money that was raised, right? That's the story behind it. But this is why it comes across like this. But see, he's a good salesman, right? He words this and it makes you, when he sends you these emails, he tries to make you believe. Now, I will say this, when these emails are sent out, the other captain holders that we have a group chat, and I have that group chat, right, Alfonso? Because you saw it in Discovery or under your deposition when we asked you to read it, and you were like, I don't know who that is. So Alfonso stopped paying everybody, but see, Alfonso sent the same deal out to everybody else, and I told them, do not sign it, do not sign it, do not sign it. And as usual, every one of them said, I'm scared, Scott. I'm scared. I don't know, man. Because I know that the tokens that I have are worth, some dudes had more than I did. I mean, one holder had like $9 million worth of tokens. He's like, man, I don't want to screw it up. I don't want to screw it up. And I kept saying, dude, you don't have $9 million, man. You have $0. What the hell are you talking about? But see, they don't want to hear it and they don't want to believe it. So I said, fine. I'm not signing. I'm just going to go straight to court. Everybody else signed, which is why they fucked themselves. I told them not to do it. But see, they didn't want to believe me. They believed Alfonso. So that's their life lesson that they have to learn on their own. So let me keep on going. All right, due to the downturn, blah, blah, blah. Traditional exit strategy, blah, 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 blah. In this case, we can discuss a swap to a portion of what Active World is, here we go, is receiving for the sell, which we negotiated and structured to best capitalize on the short-term growth of liquidity plan. So this is just more fraud, right? He was trying to get, what he was trying to do is he was trying to get everybody to do all these swaps and take all these deals. And as soon as they were to move their NFTs back to Alfonso, and Alfonso was going to confiscate their tokens from the exchange, then they had nothing. They had no case anymore at that point. What were they going to do? That was the goal. So now Alfonso's saying, look, with the sale of these assets, we're going to pay you. That's what he's saying. Your holdings consist of whatever amount, FOTC and one captain's NFT. Well, I guess I only had one. I thought I had two. I have to look at my receipts. I think it's two. I think at this time I only had one, but I had two total. For a total of 210 grand, we can offer a premium swap for that entire holding for $420,000 of our new Series B convertible preferred class of stock in GivBux. So he's basically saying, hey, give me all of your crypto holdings. I'm going to give you $420,000 of GivBux stock. This converts to common at an 8% discount to the bid and has a coupon of interest rate of 8%, blah, blah, blah. This position has piggyback registration rights that we plan to exercise as part of the GameFi funding strategy. Trust me, bro. You can trust me. I have your best interest at heart. Additionally, GivBux will be marketed through a formal relationship with a NASDAQ firm that has the tools and database necessary to reach over 10 million investors. I think given the complexity of this opportunity, we should schedule a call to address the important questions, blah, 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 blah. Again, the information contained in this email should not be on YouTube, and you should not tell anybody, or I will sue you. He wanted to say that, but he didn't, and he didn't sue me. I'm still waiting. So anyway, I sent this over to my wife, and I said, they are high as F. This is BS. And then, so that was like my response when I sent that over to Jennifer to show her what the new deal was. You know, Alfonso was trying to move me. So basically, this whole email is straight fraud, right? It's deceit, it's deception, it's fraud, it's everything that you can imagine at a felony level, right? So when it comes to GivBux, GivBux. How much would we want to bet that if I file another fraud lawsuit against Alfonso and we subpoena GivBux, how much do y'all want to bet that none of this existed and that GivBux is never going to provide us with anything to validate Alfonso's claims? I can pretty much guarantee you that will happen, right, GivBux? Because GivBux has been silent in all this, right? NSAV and Alfonso and Osborne's little bitch ass, they keep trying to hype up their app, and it's a GivBux app, and it, you know, it's just all like a sham, right? So you got to remember, money came in, millions of it came in. So they have to constantly put out these stories. Story time, story time, story time. We're building, we're creating. You're all going to get rich. You're all going to get Lambos. We're going to pay you $50,000 a month if you buy our NFTs. Buy this $10,000 millionaire NFT, and you'll be able to cash it out for $1 million after a 12-month lock. Y'all remember those shows? And none of it happened. There's not one thing that actually happened that Alfonso said was going to happen. So we know that because he can't prove it, because under my deposition, he basically said, yeah, no, I mean, I don't know, man. I just don't know. So this is what's going to happen on our next lawsuit. We're going to actually subpoena everybody this time that was involved with AWC. So what we're going to do is we're going to test the loyalty of all of these partners. We're going to find out, aside from Alfonso's story time, which we already know it's all fraud and it's a scam, we're actually going to get on record all of the partners. And it's going to be so fun to watch. So this is the email from Alfonso telling me that they sold the Metaverse, and they sold it for GivBux stock and all that. So also keep in mind, and I'm going to get to another email. There was Alfonso and AWH, Active World Holdings, never showed any assets of holding or of having any GivBux stock. So how can Alfonso try to sell to us as investors, hey, I'm going to give you stock? You don't own it. He never owned it to give it to us. And GivBux just wasn't going to send us $400,000 worth of shares. So where was that stock coming from? My point is he wanted us to just agree with this deal. He wanted to take all of our shit and then he would make another lie. I can pretty much guarantee you, everybody else who signed this deal, you haven't got your stock. Guaranteed. I know you haven't, because it doesn't exist. And now you're pissed because you're like, oh, motherfucker, I can't do anything, man, because I'm a soy boy. I have low testosterone. And you're cool with Alfonso walking off with your 7 figures that you invested. Now, keep this in mind. So, when all of this was happening, I was doing my YouTube videos, and then I got a random message on Twitter from a guy named Damian. And he said, hey, Scott, we need to talk. I was like, all right, I'm down. So he emailed me. I told him to email me. And then we set up Zoom calls and we had combos. And he basically said, hey, I own it all. I created it all. I'm the dev. Me and my company, we created everything for Active World Club. I was like, and he was like, so it's impossible for Alfonso to go public and say that he's selling the Metaverse and all the assets that was on the GameFi, because it was impossible for Alfonso to sell it because Alfonso doesn't own it. So Damian sent me this, and then this is forwarded to, I sent this to my lawyer, and then we sent it to the courts during our lawsuit. But here's Damian emailing me this on the record. And he's overseas. I don't know like what country he's in. Hello, my name is Damian Nocon. I'm the developer of the open world multiplayer game in Unity, marketed by Active World Holdings Inc. as a Metaverse. The project starts on January 28, 2022. I'm the owner of the company VB Damian Nocon from Poland, registered number right here. I'm the only person who has access and copyrights to all developmental assets, Unity development files, and code for all custom features. Everything is stored on my computer and backup servers. I have never signed any agreement or transferred copyrights to anyone. I have never agreed to sell the game to anyone. I have never transferred development files or custom game codes to them. Either Alfonso Knoll or Krister Madison have no rights to use the game, alpha builds, or any of its parts. They had no right to sell it to anyone. So at this point, Damian is just assuming that Alfonso sold it because they've gone public with to everybody and said, look, we sold the metaverse. We sold it for millions of dollars. You're all going to be rich now. So Damon caught wind, and then he found out that I was in my lawsuit, and he was like, wait a minute, hold on. No. They don't even own the shit. I'm the guy behind it. So I didn't even know Damian existed until he hit me up and told me, no, Scott, I created it. And then obviously, in another email that I'll get to, Damian sent me all of the files. It's a huge zip file. Recorded Zoom calls, emails between him and Chris and Alfonso and Bo, and some other parties. It's just freaking crazy how big of a scam this was. But at the time, you don't know it's going on because you're being lied to, right? In the public. But this is why when people get scammed, people keep receipts. So you got Alfonso, Bo, GivBux, NSAV, all of them. And so it's all big circle jerk, right? They're all in on the scam. Just straight taking your money. All they have. So he put right here, sorry. They have no right to sell it to anyone. Nothing was transferred to GivBux or anyone. Interesting. Because in the email I just read, Alfonso told me we sold the metaverse to GivBux. So I wonder on our next lawsuit, when we subpoena GivBux, I wonder if GivBux is going to actually be able to show us any proof that Alfonso actually sold him all of these assets that he never even owned to begin with. That's going to be interesting to find out. All they have is an early alpha build on their website, but they have no rights to use it. It isn't a developmental file or open code by any means. It's just a compiled version of the early alpha version to test. I'm including the proof of company ownership and one of the invoices issued for the game development on Codema Inc. Europe Limited Company as the middleman of Active World Holdings Inc. The invoices were paid, so it's clear evidence of our business relationship. So keep in mind that in the zip file, and I'm not going to go through everything on this video, but you already know I got them. So everything I've always said that I got, I've come public and shown the receipts. So during the communications, when they stopped paying Damian started getting loud, said, hey, where's my money? Where's my money? Blah, blah, blah. And they kept telling him, it's coming. We got to sell the Lambos and we got to start selling some corporate assets to pay you. So that's what they're telling Damian, but that's not what they're telling you. They're telling you on X Spaces that everything is fine. Exchange listings are coming. You're all going to be rich. Buy our NFTs. No. And then y'all remember when stuff starts getting delayed, the exchange was always down and it was always some story on why it was never built. Well, it was never finished because Damian quit. They stopped paying him. But that's not what they told you. Right? And I know for a fact there was not one time where GivBux, Alfonso, NSAV, Bo ever came out and said, hey, we stopped paying our dev. They never once said that. They said the opposite. They were like, hey, everything's fine. We're rich. Give us some more money. I'm also including the video with the current date showing Unity development made with the game they are pretending to have been sold. To this day, Codema Inc. and Active World Holdings owe me the total of $13.5. So in this email, at the point it was $13.5. I think they owe him like a total of $40. So here's some screenshots. I'm not going to open all this up, but these are invoices. And this is his company registration right here on the bottom. So I'm just going to leave this here and we'll follow the story in another video. But as we sit now, everybody now knows that it was just all a scam, right? It was a huge money embezzlement scheme, and the exchange itself was the tool. That was the sales pitch. And by the way, Damian helped with the exchange as well. I have all those emails. And y'all will be able to see all of that stuff whenever I feel like showing you. But this is just little teasers of how much of the receipts I truly have on this scam and why the party has just started. And it's just, there's going to be so much shit coming publicly. It's going to be absolutely insane how much of this dirt y'all are going to be like, holy shit, it wasn't made up. Scott wasn't crazy after all. He really did know. Well, gosh darn. There's a reason why I spent $400,000 of my own money to sue his dumbass, because I knew I had everything and I knew it was a scam. I knew I had them. So it's worth it. Because it allowed me to position myself over the last 2 years to gather more attorney buddies or networks of more law firms, crypto law firms, especially collection attorneys, judgment attorneys, and debt chasers. I got them all, man. It's an unlimited pool of legal resources that I now have access to. So the next lawsuits and the next big pop that is going to come out against AWC and Alfonso, y'all are going to see it and you're going to be like, holy shit. So that's like what's funny. So when all of these, when all of these big scams finally come out to the public, everybody's like, oh my God, we just had no idea. No, you did have an idea. You knew it was a scam. You just didn't want to believe it. And I know, I get it. It's hard to look in the mirror and say, I invested, 100, 200 grand. I got smoked. So the normal response from most of you ass clowns are like, well, I mean, I can't do anything about it. I mean, it's just my money. I mean, they have it. I can't get it back. True. You're not going to get it back because I'm taking it. That's the reason. I win again. But what you could have done is you could have joined all of these lawsuits that I was in and that I'm going to be in the future, and you could just smoke his boots off. Because even my next lawsuits that I'm going to file, I'm not going to get anything because Alfonso doesn't have anything to give. I can't take anything anymore. Even when I get another judgment, there's nothing I'm going to do because I already own, we're going to own all of his shit from my original lawsuit. So it's just going to make his life a living hell. And that is what happens when you scam people to the tune of 7-8 figures. You fuck with the wrong dudes. And that's what this is about. We kept everything. So to a recap, my email is from Alfonso and AW Active World Holdings, which is now bankrupt, by the way, because I pushed him far enough for him to file bankruptcy. So he's a loser now, right? He had to file bankruptcy. His houses are in foreclosure. And we have liens on all of his real estate properties, and he's in and it's bankruptcy, so he's in his credit shot, right? So he's gone that far, but it's not far enough, right? My goal initially, just between me and Alfonso, if you're listening, I'm gonna make you homeless. That's where you're gonna go. You're gonna have to end up calling your buddies. You might have to go move in with Bo, and I don't even know if Bo's gonna let you live there because I'm gonna subpoena Bo. And we're all going to bring all your partners, man. We're going to put them all under subpoena and we're going to sue everybody. And you know it's coming. I've been saying it for 6 months to 9 months. But it comes when it will come. And it's going to be a huge surprise. You're like, oh my God, what is Scott doing? He won't stop messing with me. No, we're not. Because this is what should be happening. What I am doing is normal. Because y'all are scammers. And we're going to keep fucking you up. And then when I create Legal X and we get that up, it's going to be insane, the power that we're going to be able to flex in the crypto space because of the team that I've built. But you're going to start getting a taste of it real soon. Y'all have a good one.